Welcome to the Sarah Scoop Show. It's time to get the scoop with Sarah.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, Nicole.
How are you?
Good. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I have Nicole here from Too Hot to Handle.
Hi.
She's going to give us the scoop on just
Yes.
life now, how Too Hot to Handle happened, everything. We want to hear it. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I like the hair you got going on there.
Thank you. Do you know what? I love having my hair down, but it also really annoys me. So this is like a half up, half down thing that I do the whole time.
I love it. So Nicole, let's go back in time because a lot of people obviously know you from the Netflix show Too Hot to Handle. How did Too Hot to Handle even start for you?
So it's so funny because I was meant to do a show here in the UK like years ago, and then I decided last minute not to do it. So the producer asked me Christmas 2018 asked me to apply for this show that was going to be on a big streaming network. Never told us it was for Netflix until 2 weeks before we went to filming. So we kind of guessed it. We were like, okay, the largest streaming network in the world. Yes, it's Netflix. And then we went in and genuinely had no clue about the fact that this whole plot twist was happening. We were told that it was just going to be a dating show, and that was all we were told. So I'm kind of thinking, okay, it's like Love Island maybe. Go in, couple up with someone, see what's going to happen. And then the whole bombshell happens, and I'm just like, oh my God. My first thought was like, okay, this is so shitty, but my Irish Catholic mother is going to be delighted with me because this whole concept is completely up her street. So
So what was it then about Too Hot to Handle? I mean, did you even know that's what it was called at the time? Like, what was it about this show? Because you said you had a show that you said no to. What was it? Was it just the timing, or what was it about this?
So the show that I said no to was Love Island years ago, and I was too young. I was only like 20, which for me, I wasn't comfortable in myself, and I would have done something stupid on TV, but I regretted not taking that opportunity because I saw how well these people were doing, and I was like, oh, that's really annoying. So I finished, like nearly finished my degree. Oh no, I had finished my degree. I had finished my degree when they asked me to do Too Hot to Handle. So I had everything done, and I had nothing holding me back, and I said, right, let's just do it. Like, it could be a fail, and like no one could see this, or it could be really good. So I just took the chance. Yeah.
And so you said that was like in 2018, and we got to see it later. What was it? I mean, do you get to see before? Because it all happens, and I'm sure it's a lot of filming that we get to see a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Like, did you know what to expect?
So we filmed in April 2019. So the casting went on through like December and whatever. And then, so we filmed in April 2019. And then we had to wait a whole year for it to be released. We didn't know the name until maybe a month or two beforehand. We didn't see anything. Like, we were completely in the dark until the whole world saw it. So I was watching it with all of you.
And it was it like, because we got to, like, I thought you were perceived really well, in my opinion. Was there anything that we didn't get to see that you wished was shown?
I mean, yeah, like myself and Chloe had just so many funny conversations. Like every day it was like myself and Chloe down the beach on the deck chairs just talking shite, but it was so funny. And like, I also went on a date with David. I said that in my YouTube channel. So a lot of people don't know that we had a date. Myself and Kels like had lots of nice chats. Like, there was a lot that you didn't get to see because we're filming from 8 or 9 a.m. till 11 p.m. at night because the cameras are constantly rolling even when you're asleep. So it's for a whole month and you only get to see 8 hours. So you get to see hardly anything compared to what we did. So I really, really wish that they showed everything, but obviously they couldn't.
And what was it like? I mean, because obviously you were at home living a regular life, then you get cast on this show, and you have cameras all around you all the time. Like, what was it like adjusting to that?
It was so weird. Like going in and then you'd be lying on the bed and these cameras up above you would like turn and you stare at you in the face and you're like, oh my God. Like there's one scene where when I sleep, I have my mouth open. I'm like catching flies. I'm like this. And why did you put that in there? But like they film everything and it was really, really strange, but you kind of get used to it then. So yeah, after a week or so, it's completely normal.
And with like this being such a success, I mean, are you aware if there's going to be another season for people to apply for?
I think there is going to be a season 2, but it's with new people, so it's kind of like Love Island where you've got new people each season. I don't know when they're filming it, to be honest. I think this whole corona stuff has just fucked everything up, because they would have done it already in order to be out for in a few months' time. But yeah, so there will be a season 2, I presume. But
so going back, I mean, I'm guessing a lot of people probably applied for this opportunity and you got picked. So what advice do you have then for people that watched and they want to do it too?
Yeah. So I think if you go in there, you need to be 100% yourself in the interview, in everything. There's lots of different process, or lots of different steps. And if you're not yourself, you'll definitely get caught out because they look at everything. So you need to be really confident and just own the room. Like, say whatever you feel like. You need to be quite loud, because I'm a loud person, but there were louder people in that retreat. So you need to have a big personality. They just want really big personalities in there. So yeah, just own it, be confident, and be yourself.
And what was it about the experience that was your favorite thing? Because I feel like you made some good friends, you had like a lot of memories, but like, was there anything? I heard you talking, maybe it was in a live or on an interview where you were talking about just like, you were able to kind of focus on yourself, even though it was a different experience. Like, I don't know if you want to share a little about that.
Yeah. So like going in there, the reason that we were all chosen for different reasons. My reason was that I did not like serious relationships, like had a phobia of them, and had serious trust issues with men, like, and I was just completely void of emotion basically. So then when you're in there, you've got so much time to reflect on everything. And Lana, genuinely, it was so weird because she's a robot, but she has changed all of our lives in so many ways, because I'm more open and more emotional now with guys, and I share my feelings, whereas if you asked me this 2 years ago, I would have been like, no. I was like a boy, like I didn't care. So like it definitely gave us time to reflect, which was really, really good. We all had different stages where we would break down about things. So I had my stage where I was just like bawling, crying about like, you know, realizing things about myself, and same with Chloe and the same with Lydia. Like everyone had that stage through the whole process. So I just think to pinpoint one thing is so difficult. There were so many amazing moments, but I remember one of my favorites was the white party that we had. So that was just so fun. Like we got to listen to a bit of music, and we didn't hear any music for the whole month apart from there and then. So that was just a great night for all of us to chill and let loose. But yeah, there were so many amazing memories in there. It was great.
And so speaking on that, like you didn't have music, what did you get to take with you?
Nothing. Makeup, hair tools, shampoo.
Because like we see it, but then I feel like people are always like, oh, they probably have their phones or they're doing this, and it's like I love hearing from the cast like what was it really like instead of just the rumors online.
Yeah, so it was literally like a complete detox. None of us had phones. We were not able to like have any contact with anyone. My mom as well, like I'm someone who talks to my family like all the time. So it was so difficult to go a whole month without having any contact with your family. You could tell the producers, oh, can you text my mom for me and let her know that I'm okay? But that's it. So it was quite hard, but it's nice to have that detox and get out from the outside world and just be in that little bubble. It was really, really strange then coming out and hearing all these new tunes that were in the charts, and you know, all this news that we didn't hear of. Like, it was just crazy.
And what has it been like with, like, since the show? Or I guess one of the main questions I got was, who does she still talk to from the cast?
So Chloe is my girl, like my bestie. We've just booked flights to Dubai on Sunday for work, so we're going on our first holiday together. I'm buzzing. And then Lydia is one of my very, very close friends as well, and I was just up with her a few days ago, minding her because she just had surgery on her knee. David as well, I'm very close with. I'm meant to be seeing him soon too. He is amazing, and yeah, we're very, very close friends. So I think because we live in London, us four are very close. And then I FaceTime Bryce a lot. But obviously he lives in America, so I can't come over at the moment. But yeah, like, we try and stay in contact, us all. But I think Lydia, Chloe, and David are definitely my top three people who I'm closest with.
And you and Chloe completely bonded. Like,
yeah,
and you were saying, like, you have a work trip together. Did the two of you, or did you know anyone? Was it all complete strangers and you just showed up?
Complete strangers. And it's so weird because when I went in, I was like, okay, Chloe, like, you are literally so similar to me. I love this girl. But but David, I asked him where he was living in London, and he told me where he was living, and he was only living a 5-minute walk from my apartment. So I was like, what? How have I never seen you before? This is insane. But I probably have seen him in like a store when I was grocery shopping. I just never knew him, so I didn't notice him. And now I'm just like, that is insane.
With life, like, going from being, you know, on this experience to going back, how has your life changed? Like, what I know that it's, you know, a weird time in the world right now for everyone, but like, kind of, what does your life look like now?
So after filming, we went back to normal life, and we had to wait a whole year before it came out. So that was quite difficult because I could not tell anyone. And then when the show came out, it was just like, it was crazy. Like, it just completely blew up. Like, there was one day where I gained 65,000 followers in a day. Like, that's insane. And it was really hard to comprehend how this was happening to me. And like, because you're stuck inside, it was during lockdown. I just did not know what to do. I was like, oh my God. And I got really anxious because there's just so many eyes on you, and it's going from 0 to 100. So I was like, oh my God, this is just insane. And you know what? Like, some days I couldn't even get out of bed because I just didn't even know what to do with myself. I was just so overwhelmed with everything. But like, I'm so like happy with all the support that everyone's given me. Like, it's just absolutely amazing. And now that I'm like, you know, able to get used to it, and I really, really love it. And I love interacting with everyone. And I also created a mental health platform 2 weeks ago to give back to people, because I was getting so many messages from like people who were suffering with anxiety, confidence issues. Like, they wanted to have you know, support on all of this, and they also wanted to have advice on how to not care what people thought of them, etc. So I incorporated all of that into a platform which we launched, which, you know, is helping so many people, which is great. And that's what I really wanted to do. So I'm like, just really, really happy in life at the moment.
That is amazing. Is there just like one quick thing? Like, I know people can go check out your platform, but for people that are struggling, is there just one simple advice that you have for them?
Well, it depends what they're struggling with. I mean, if it's in terms of anxiety or confidence, whatever it may be, in terms of confidence, I think the main thing is that you have to kind of train your brain to love yourself and identify these negative thoughts that are coming in. So a lot of people don't identify the negative thoughts, and they just let their brain run wild, and then it ends up like eating into their confidence and their self-esteem. You need to identify these thoughts and then try and switch them to positive thoughts. Look at yourself in the mirror. If you don't like your nose or whatever it may be, learn to love it, because if you're to change anything like that, you're just going to change yourself. Like, there's no such thing as a perfect person. No one has the perfect body. No one has the perfect face, no matter what society may say, like they don't. And everyone's different, and people need to realize that and grow, you know, to love themselves. And I think with the courses, there's like 18 videos on the anxiety course, and there's 18 videos on the confidence course, and then 17, I think, on the perfectionism course. So, and they're all like 15 minutes each. So we really delve into everything, because there's so much to be said on every issue like that. And the psychologists are just amazing. Like, they're highly qualified, and they are so helpful. So if you are struggling, or if you want help on any of those issues, you can check out Loved. It's in my bio. And yeah.
That's amazing. I love that you have taken your platform to give back in a way that is going to help others. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Do you feel that like this has always been a passion of yours, or it kind of stemmed from your own growth on the show?
It's always been a passion of mine to help others, but I think it really stems from the show, when I think my confidence was high enough on the show, but it definitely wasn't as high as it is now. And I struggled really bad with confidence like years ago, and I struggled bad with anxiety anyway. And I used to care really bad what people thought of me, etc. And I know when I was getting all these messages from other people who were feeling the same, I was like, there's no platform that helps you with all of these things. Like, you have to constantly research them, which could take hours and hours. So let's just create something that is right there, that you can have, and from highly you know, qualified experts. So yeah,
I think that's incredible. So thank you for doing that and giving back to your followers and the people that watched you on the show.
Thank you.
When it comes to other shows, other reality shows, what do you watch?
Right, in terms of reality shows, here in the UK, I watch Love Island. But my favorite, so cliche and so basic, I love Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I'm obsessed. So every morning I have a ritual, right? Every morning I get up early, I go for my walk, I come back, have my breakfast, and I get my cup of green tea. I sit down on the couch with my laptop, do my video editing or whatever it is, emails, and I have Keeping Up with the Kardashians on in the background. It doesn't matter what season it is, I just freaking love it. I think it's absolute gold.
That's so fun. I just like asking questions too, because I know we were getting a lot of just random things about you. So it's fun to just learn things that you like that people don't know about. And everyone also loves your accent, which I think is just so fun.
I don't even think I have that strong an accent. Like, I really don't. I think it's so funny how, like, people are like, you have such a strong accent. I'm like, I don't think I do, but maybe I'm just used to hearing myself.
I don't know, but people love it. They all say, I see like 3 more comments about it. Yep. It's just fun. I've never had that in a chat before, but they're like, I love your accent. I love it. So, with what like your future holds, I know you've done these courses, but you mentioned that you're going on a trip with Chloe to did you say Dubai, I think? What like are you what else are you focusing on that people can kind of be on the lookout for?
So at the moment, my main focus is Loved, and doing a lot with that, and just helping lots of people. I want to do more TV stuff, so hopefully that's in the pipeline. And then to be honest, I'm kind of just winging my life at the moment, seeing where it takes me. I hopefully have a clothing line edit coming up soon, which is really exciting. And then I'm doing I'm working with big brands. So I just got an email earlier about this really huge makeup brand, which I'm a huge fan of for years, want me to work with them and potentially be on their TV advert, which is great. So there's a lot of that are coming up.
Based on like what our chat here and your personality, it seems like you're a very optimistic person, and you were meant to like do something like this, but it's not like it just happened overnight for you. It always seems like that. Like, oh, we see it, but even you mentioned like, yeah, you got 65,000 followers, but you auditioned for that show. You had to go through all the process, and then the show aired, then it was like a year later. So like for people that, you know, want to rush things and all of that, like what would you tell them from your own experience? Because it's awesome where you've ended up, but obviously you had to work to get there.
Yeah. So like persistence is key with anything. You have to really, really want it. Also manifest the shit out of it as well, because that really works. I think if you really, really want something, you will get it. Like, I believe that if you are willing to work hard, if you're willing to, you know, the casting process is really long. But before that, I had so many other castings for shows. As I said, I was meant to do another show. So I was quite used to castings and how they went. But it is a long process. Like, it takes months and months. And it's quite annoying because they'll never give you an answer. They'll say, oh, like even the day before the flight, before I went out to Mexico, they said, okay, you're 99.9% going, but until you hop on that plane, we can't guarantee anything. Like, they'll always be like that. So you have to kind of be like, okay, like, I get it. You know, it's quite airy fairy and all up in the air, all of this stuff. But if you really want it, work hard at it, and yeah, you'll get it.
And has this always been then something you wanted to do, was kind of like be on TV and put your life out there?
Yeah, like probably since the age of 17, I would say. I've just thought that, you know, feck it, why not? Let's do something crazy. I like doing things that put me outside my comfort zone, because that way you like evolve as a person and you grow. So this is something that I've wanted to do for so long, and then when I couldn't do it a few years back, I wanted it even more. So yeah.
I love that you mentioned like going outside of your comfort zone, because so many people, they're like, oh, I want to do that, but then they just like don't do it because it's scary or it's new or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I mean, going outside your comfort zone is scary, but that's how you grow as a person. That's how you become more confident. That's how you get to try new things. I know it's scary at the time, but then looking back on it, you're so happy you did it. Like, so happy.
And I want to ask a few questions that we got, or that are asking now. Someone asked, did you ever imagine that you would meet so many good friends on the, like, when you got there? Or were you thinking, I guess, I'll find love? Or what was your...
I thought everyone was going to be a dick. I thought everyone was going to just not be nice. So I was shocked. I literally said to the casting producers, thank you so much for casting really nice people. Well, I mean, majority were nice people. But like, I never would have imagined that I'd have like such great friends out of it. And it's weird because you see Love Island and some shows, like, they'll be friends, but they'll never be that close. But the bond that I have with David, Lydia and Chloe is just something else. Like, it's proper best friends, and it's just incredible. So yeah.
They just wanted to know if the show has positively impacted your life.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. It's changed my outlook on relationships. It's changed, it's gotten me to feel more confident in myself. And it's nice because things that I was self-conscious about or whatever, I got so many nice positive comments from the show, and it just made me feel so happy and so loved. And I honestly can't thank everyone like enough for what you've done for me and for how much you support me. Like, it's absolutely amazing. So I love you.
Oh, and when you were filming it, did you, like, I guess when you were in the moment, were you like, oh, this is gonna be a hit, or were you shocked by the feedback you got?
Shocked. Oh my god. They were like, okay guys, like, we've never done a show like this before. It could be a flop, like it could be nothing, or this could be like really big. Like, we don't know. It's going to be out in 192 countries, and we were like, wow, that's a lot of countries. So yeah, and then when it just popped off, we were like, oh my god. It's because it was during lockdown and everything. So yeah. Insane.
And what is, like, you mentioned all those countries. I mean, in this chat alone, I've seen like all different, like, everyone is from all over. What's it been like connecting with people all over the world like this?
Oh my god, you know what? That's my favorite thing. Like, I absolutely love it. Like, I'll go on live and I'll have people come on, just random fans come on with me. And like the other night I had like a girl from Germany, a guy from Australia, France, here in the UK, like everywhere. It was just insane, and I love that. And just chatting to people like all over the world. When would I have ever got to do that? It's just really, really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, let's do a few more questions that just like get people to know you a little more, because You have been awesome about sharing about this show. I feel like I love how open you've been. It's really fun to watch. Let's talk about just some random favorites, like favorite food.
Okay, Chinese food. I love Asian food, be it like Thai or Chinese, like or sushi. I love it all.
What is your must-have beauty product?
Bronzer. Love a bit of bronzer, especially me with the pale Irish skin. Like, I need a glow.
Your favorite place to shop? That was actually one that I kept getting, like, where does she get her clothes? So people must like your style.
Do you know what? I love like online retailers like Pretty Little Thing, lol. And Boohoo. Where else? Just random retailers like that. But I know I should shop in store more because these online retailers just taking all the business. I love Zara. Zara's unreal as well. Very classy clothes. And Bershka, like places like that.
Do you have a quote that you live by? Or just like a quote that inspires you?
I mean, off the top of my head, I can't even think of one. Basically, quotes that just say, you do you, and don't give a feck about what other people think. Like, just do you. Do what makes you happy, because that's all that matters at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? I used to live for other people, making other people happy, and I was miserable. And now I'm just doing whatever the hell I want. So that's just advice I would give you. Not necessarily.
There's a quote right there. We'll just quote that from you.
Just quote it from me, honey. Nicole O'Brien.
A fun one we like to ask is, if you could share a scoop of ice cream with anyone in the world, who would it be?
Channing Tatum or Zac Efron. Either or. Could I have them both? Two of them.
Yeah, you can have 2 scoops. There you go.
Yeah, definitely.
So are those celebrity crushes then? Are those your celebrity crushes?
I'm obsessed with them.
Hold on then. Let's go back to the island. What if they were on the island? What would have happened?
100K would be lost in the first night. 100%.
Nicole, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I want to own a few businesses, have done more TV shows. I don't know, I just want to be a boss woman. That's what I want to do. So yeah, I don't know. I've never really thought of that. I really should sit down and think about that. I kind of play my life by ear.
I really haven't either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that question. I was like, huh, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's kind of like you just got to keep living and see what, because you never know what's going to come your way, especially like all the advice and just information you've given us in this chat alone. It's like, go out there and try something new, and it could totally pivot like the one you're on.
Exactly.
When it comes to TV shows, are you talking about you want to be on more reality shows, or are you getting into acting?
Do you know what? Potentially both. I am potentially going to be doing a movie early next year, which is so yeah, do you know what? I wouldn't mind acting. I've done musical theatre for years since I was really, really small, so I wouldn't mind acting. And obviously then I love reality as well, so mixture of both.
What is your relationship status?
Single.
So maybe we'll see you on another dating show.
You know what? I need it. I keep meeting the wrong people. I need a dating show, and I need to be set up with Mr. Right.
But what I love about you is, like, a lot of people were asking about your relationship and all of this, and it's like you are still very, like, you are just going after it. It seems like you're not being all, like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people get worried when they're single, and I love that you're just going after your dream, single or not.
I prefer being single because it's less drama. You're doing whatever the hell you want. And I'm just working on myself at the moment. I want to build myself up and do all these amazing things, and then when someone wants to add to that, that's fine. But I'm working on myself at the moment.
I love that. And what has been your favorite place that you've ever traveled or visited?
I love Chicago. I lived in Chicago.
Oh, I love that.
I loved it. Loved it. Yeah, that's my favorite, I'd say.
Well, you have been absolutely a joy to talk to. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for opening up and just answering all of these questions. It was a lot of fun to get to know you. And I love that you are just who you are and you weren't putting on a show for us. So it's always
Thank
fun to
you.
do these one-on-ones. With that being said, what is, like, for people that want to like stay in contact with you or ask you questions or anything like that, what's the best way? Or I know you mentioned earlier, like, you've got your YouTube channel and things like that. Like, what, like, how should people follow you, or what projects are you working on that they can keep up with?
So if you follow me on Instagram, you can DM me questions, or I always do Q&As on my story. So that happens quite a lot. So yeah, you can ask me questions on there. I love doing Q&As. I think it's so interesting. So yeah, Instagram's probably the best way.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We're gonna keep following along, and I can't wait to see what else you have in the works.
Thank you so much. It's been so nice chatting to you.
I will talk with you again soon, hopefully.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for watching The Sarah Scoop Show. Head to sarahscoop.com for more.